No matter where you live, whether it's a town or in the country, chances are you don't live too far from a churchyard or a cemetery. Have you ever just wandered around and read some of the headstones and wondered what kind of life these people had, or wondered how they died? If you look closely, you may find one that has a curious epitaph written upon it, or a couple of words that may seem curious and hint to something intriguing. In this series, I'll be bringing you stories behind these headstones to reveal an interesting life or a tragic and sorrowful end. These are not celebrities as we know today. Some may have been recognised in their lifetime but are forgotten names now, or they may be normal folk whose lives were tragically cut short. Join me as I discover some tales from the grave. Today we visit Holy Trinity Church in Coalbrookdale, Shropshire. Set high above the Ironbridge Gorge sits this magnificent church, and just in front of the church lies this beautiful headstone. It reads, "To the glory of God and in memory of William Saunders, born 17th of May 1879, died 8th of May 1945, who for 40 years was head ringer at this church. This stone was erected as a tribute by his family and friends. Also his wife Alice, who died 6th of April 1955, aged 74 years. In thy care." You will have noticed that William passed away on the 8th of May 1945, VE Day. What were the circumstances of his passing? Let us first explore his interesting life. William Saunders was born in 1879 in Aston, Birmingham. His mother was Elizabeth Saunders Smith. I have been able to find details of his father, as on the 1881 census, his mother is already a widow. She is living at House 5, number 4 Court, Belmont Row in Aston. From that address it sounds like it was a small, possibly back-to-back house in a small court, no doubt with shared outside toilet with numerous other houses. His mother is aged 28 and with no occupation. Also in the house is Robert, aged 8, who is a scholar, Emma, aged 4, and William, aged 2. Elizabeth's mother, also named Elizabeth, is with them and she is aged 50. The census states she is married, so it's a possibility she is just visiting. 10 years later, on the 1891 census, William Saunders has come to Shropshire. He is living at Muckley near Acton Round with his grandmother Elizabeth Smith, who is now 60. Why has he come here? I really don't know. The only plausible reason I can think of is that his mother may have passed away, but I can find no trace of that. I have tried finding her on the census for 1891, but that drew a blank. The census states that his grandmother is married, but her husband is not listed as being at the property with them. Also in the house is his aunt Emma Smith, who is aged 27. William is now aged 11, and his sister, also named Emma, is now aged 15. Their elder brother Robert, who would now be 18, is not living with them, and again I drew a blank trying to find him on the census or death records. By 1901, William is aged 21 and he is working as an iron moulder. His sister Emma, now 24, is living with them and she is a domestic housekeeper. The census has them down as living at 1 Church Row, Madeley. There isn't a Church Row in Madeley, and I believe they are living at Church Road in Coalbrookdale. There are a few reasons I have come to this conclusion. Firstly, looking at the other houses listed above them, it has Castle Green written. Castle Green is not really near what is now Church Road in Madeley. Castle Green is at the back of Church Road in Coalbrookdale, and probably came under the parish of Madeley, and if William was working as an iron moulder, he could have been working at the Coalbrookdale foundry just down the hill. In 1911, William is living at Institution House in Coalbrookdale. From chatting to people on Facebook, there used to be a little house at the back of the institute, and I believe this is where William was living. The Coalbrookdale Literary and Scientific Institution was formed in 1853, supported by the Coalbrookdale Company. The institute was commissioned to provide a home for the institution's library and to be a meeting venue. The cost of the building was met by the Coalbrookdale Company, and the building was designed by the works manager of the Coalbrookdale Company, Charles Crook. Opened in May 1859, the institute was used as a venue for lectures and also was the home of the Coalbrookdale School of Art. In 1899, the Literary and Scientific Institution merged with the Coalbrookdale Social Club, and the institute became a base for outdoor activities as well as the existing technical and art schools. In 1928, the institute was purchased by Shropshire County Council, who relocated the technical and art colleges to the Walker Technical College in Wellington and made the institute a venue for adult education. During the second half of the 20th century, the institute closed, but with the creation of the Ironbridge Gorge Museum Trust in 1968, there was interest in developing the institute as a youth hostel, a plan that was completed in 1980 with the YHA opening the building as a hostel. William is now aged 31 and still working as an iron moulder. He is married and his wife is named Alice and she is 30. William Saunders and Alice Bate, who was born in Jackfield, married in 1901. William and Alice have an 8-year-old daughter named Dorothy, who was born in Coalbrookdale. In 1921, the family are still living at Institution House. William is aged 42 and still working as an iron moulder. He works for the Coalbrookdale Company, making small castings for motor and electrical appliances. Alice, his wife, is now 40 and she does home duties. Their daughter Dorothy is now aged 18 and she attends secondary school. On the 1939 register, William and Alice are living at number 1 Paradise. I think this is still the same house they were living in, but the address has changed. William is aged 60 and he is now working as a caretaker at the Technical Institute. Alice is aged 57 and she does unpaid domestic duties. William was still working as the caretaker up until his death. You will have noticed on William's headstone there are bells. William was known in the Coalbrookdale area as being the head bell ringer at Holy Trinity Church, and here are some articles from the local papers about it. An article from the Shrewsbury Chronicle dated the 20th of January 1928 is headlined Coalbrookdale Bell Ringers Second Annual Dinner. The Coalbrookdale Society of Bell Ringers held their second annual dinner at the Commercial Hotel on Saturday. The vicar, the Reverend C.B. Crowe, presided. 14 of the local ringers were also present. The function was arranged by Mr. William Saunders, head ringer and tower keeper, and an excellent meal was served by the hosts, Mr. and Mrs. Rowley. Councillor Bishop submitted the toast of continuous prosperity to the Coalbrookdale ringers, and Mr. William Saunders suitably replied. The health of the chairman was submitted by Councillor Barker and was suitably responded to. During the evening, Mr. Saunders explained the origin of the function and said its object was to promote a feeling of goodwill among the ringers. All present agreed that the annual dinner of the Coalbrookdale ringers had come to stay. Moving on to 1944, there was an article in the Shrewsbury Chronicle headlined Boy Bell Ringers Broadcast. Coalbrookdale claims to have the youngest bell ringers in the country. There are 10 bells, but with 5 vacancies in the ringing team owing to war conditions. The bells would have been silent but for the youngsters' help. At 1:45 British Summer Time on Saturday, there was a broadcast to North America of the Coalbrookdale bells. The story of the bell ringers was told and 5 of them rang. Their names were Bernard Allmark, aged 16, John Galvin, aged 14, George Morris, aged 13, Donald McLean, aged 9, and his brother John, aged 9. William Saunders, aged 64, told the story. He has been ringing since 1896, but he did not begin until he was 17. He is ringing master of the diocese and has rung in St. Paul's Cathedral. The programme was recorded in advance in the ringing chamber of Coalbrookdale Parish Church, and the broadcast went out in the BBC's North American service. Fast forward to the 8th of May 1945, and William Saunders, as head ringer of the church bells, has been notified that the Second World War is over in Europe. He's been given orders to ring the church bells in celebration, just like the churches across the nation. On Armistice Day in 1918, William probably would have done the same. Victory over tyranny and evil. So William and possibly some of the other bell ringers would have rung the bells non-stop, who knows how long for, but for William it would be the last time he rang the bells at Holy Trinity. Sadly, on his short walk back home, he suffered a heart attack and died in the grounds of the Technical Institute where he lived. He was 65. His death certificate records his cause of death as chronic myocardial fibrosis due to coronary arrhythmia. It seems William had degenerative heart disease. His death was recorded in the local paper. Death of Mr. Saunders. We regret to learn of the sudden death on VE Day of Mr. William Saunders of the Technical Institute, Coalbrookdale, who was a prominent member of the Shropshire Association of Bell Ringers and will be remembered by many Birmingham campanological friends, more particularly of St. Martin's. Mr. Saunders' training of boys from 8 years of age upwards as youthful bell ringers at the Coalbrookdale Parish Church during the later war years has been previously referred to in our columns as also a BBC broadcast in that connection to the United States from the Midland Regional Station in February of last year. In 1946, a fund was set up to install the beautiful headstone that we see today. An article from the Wellington Journal, dated 29th of June 1946, tells us more. William Saunders Memorial Fund. A fund has been opened to provide a memorial to the late William Saunders, ringing master at Coalbrookdale for 40 years, who died on VE Day. Subscriptions should be forwarded to the Vicar, the Reverend T. Eland, the Honourable Secretary Mr. A. S. Bailey, or the Honourable Treasurer Mr. T. Belk. From a young, possibly orphaned boy in Birmingham to a hard-working man in the Ironbridge Gorge, William Saunders became a much respected and liked member of his community, who brought joy to many through his passion for bell ringing. Thank you, William, and on each VE Day from now on, I will take a moment to remember you.